We're in the Golden Orange Hotel in Gayndah, in the centre of Gayndah. This was completely inundated. I'm with the owner of the hotel, Ken Mogg. Ken, how heartbreaking is this?
Oh, it's devastating, Kath. Absolutely devastated. My wife Lorraine and myself, all our life work is here in front of us. It's just something that you wouldn't imagine could happen.
What sort of work have you got ahead of you here? I know it's been a hard couple of days, hasn't it?
Look, I think we've got probably 6 to 12 months work ahead of us just to re-establish the bar and business in the hotel itself. I don't think we'll ever re-establish the motel at all because they've just absolutely been demolished.
Just describe for us what you're dealing with here.
We're probably looking at a house that's been inundated. If you multiply that by 25 to 30 times with the motel units and the hotel itself, that's probably what we're looking at.
Are you insured? How will you go?
We thought we were insured with Allianz until I checked with our broker yesterday, and I asked him specifically to check up for us. We had water come through the roof on Friday night and drop the ceilings in. We're insured for that, but he tells me that if the water comes from the banks of rivers that we're not insured. Yeah.
But you understood that your policy would now cover flood?
Yeah, look, I was under the assumptions that after the 2010-11 floods, where we queried our policy on several occasions there, that we did have cover.
What's the impact on a town in an area like this when you lose businesses and properties?
Look, I think what you see here is just a needle in a little haystack. I mean, I employed 20 odd people. The annual salaries of those people in Gayndah was around $500,000. That goes into the local economy. We're at a meeting last night, as you're aware. It's just not this business that's been impacted. It's probably the heart and soul of Gayndah is the orchard owners, and it's heartbreaking to hear that one particular gentleman, he's lost everything as well.
What about information? That's been pretty difficult out here, hasn't it? Communication's been cut, towns have been isolated.
Yeah, the biggest problem I see, and I know the councils are doing everything they can and the government are doing everything they can, but the problem we faced here was the lack of water to clean up, the lack of communication to the outside world, because we can't re-establish our internet connections. We can't re-establish any communication lines at all until such time as we can clean the office and those areas. So we've basically been working with the NAB bank, which isn't our bank, by the way. They're very nice people. They let us go in there and transact our business, and for that we're thankful. But we've got some hard decisions to make in the next week or so.
And one of those will be whether you do it all again.
That's correct. We're a bit damned if we do and damned if we don't. If we can't obtain some financial funding through government or through other sources, we'll have to rethink our motel operation. And our kitchen's been absolutely destroyed. I've informed the chef and an apprentice chef and the staff there yesterday that it'll possibly be 8-12 months if and when we get that back up running.
So that's pretty hard on a town, isn't it? People will leave, of course.
Yeah, unfortunately, that tends to happen. People are looking for work. The work now in this area has been reduced considerably with the orchards being impacted, even here being impacted. I mean, that puts 20 people out of work who are locals, and it's an unfortunate thing, but we have to deal with that. Lorraine and I have probably been ruined. I've worked 50 years in this industry, and it's all over.
The supplies are running low in town as well. You're dealing with those big decisions, and in the immediate, immediately day by day, you're also dealing with sort of struggling for supplies here too.
Yeah, well, I think the water and food situation, I think that's probably the main concerns of the public. that's fine. I'd be more concerned about the future. The government will make sure we get in rations, go back to our old army days and eat bully beef if we have to. But I think the sad point of all this is that people just don't understand. If you haven't experienced it, it's just an emotional nightmare to watch your whole life just be demolished. And I liken it to Cyclone Tracy on the banks down there at the back of the motels. That's where Lorraine and I lived. Just whole brick walls gone and never to be found. You wouldn't know where they were.
Ken, we're so sorry for what's happened for you here. Good luck with it today.
Oh, thank you. But the community out here have been overwhelming supportive, and I'd hope that anyone that's been affected as badly as we have, I just hope that they can get back on their feet, because it's not a good experience.
Thanks, Ken.
All right, Kat, thank you.
So we're hearing that story repeated. Orchards, 15-year-old trees just ripped out of the ground, nothing left, tractors in trees. It just absolutely tore through this valley, and as we flew over it yesterday, we could see evidence of that, where banks have been torn away, trees just flattened. It's just extraordinary.